All right, we back. So we looking at how Moses' father-in-law Jethro told Moses to set up officers of, you know, thousands, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens, right? To take care of the smaller matters, and whenever the larger matters, bring that to Moses. And he said, verse 23 of Exodus the 18th chapter, if thou shalt do this thing, and the Most High command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure. So you're going to be able to endure, not take on all these problems that Israel have. And all this people shall also go to their place in peace. So Moses hearkened, he listened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said. So he had more peace. Rather than taking, he was judging the people from morning to evening, all day long, just judging everybody. Little things, whatever it is, just he's in charge of judging. So he told him, hey man, you're gonna wear out. You're gonna wear yourself out. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens. That's order, set up order. But men, like he told us in verse 21, moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men such as fear the Most High. As we started this lesson in. And with fear in the Most High. Men of truth, men of that keep the laws of the Most High. Hating covetousness, hating desiring what somebody else have. You know, playing the Joneses and so forth. No. Where you get that from? How much that cost? I gotta get that because somebody else have it. That's covetous. And place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens. Verse 25, and Moses chose able men out of all Israel and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens. And they judged the people at all seasons. The hard causes they brought unto Moses. But every small matter they judged themselves. That's how it should be. And Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land. See, but he gave him that wisdom, which he followed and it worked. Exodus 19. And look at verse 3. And Moses went up unto the Most High, and the Most High called unto him out of the mountain, saying, thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel. Remember, he's dealing with the angel of the Most High, speaking to him. It says, ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians. You've seen what I did to the Egyptians. I brought them 10 plagues upon the Egyptians. And he hardened Pharaoh's heart so they wouldn't let us go, to make him a name, like he gonna do during our time. Play with him if you want to. He gonna do all these plagues he say gonna put on the earth. And in the end, after 1,000 years, I mean, he's 1,000 years is one day to the Most High. After one day to the Most High, Mashiach gonna be subject to him. Most High put all of Mashiach's enemies under his footstool, and Mashiach ruled for 1,000 years by a rod of iron, by the law of the Most High that I'm telling you gotta follow, that you saying you don't have to follow, so you can be cast into the lake of fire. Then he gonna be subject to the Most High, and the Most High gonna be all in all, just like he made him a name when he put them plagues on the Egyptians. And nothing happened to us. We have an opportunity for the same thing that happened to us now. Everybody going through whatever they're going through, and they say, whoa, ain't nothing happening over them over there. It's almost like you don't even exist. Anyone. You can hear the scores that they're talking about you. It's going to be like you are invisible. But you're going to have, he said you can have an opportunity to have abundance and laugh at destruction when it comes. Laugh at famine when it comes. That's where you should want to be. That's where I want to be. Don't you want to be there? That's what's written for us in this time. It's going to be those that's going to fulfill what he says to do. It's going to be those going to be alive when the Mashiach shall come back here and set righteousness on this earth. Everybody should want to be there. It's going to be a righteous kingdom. So anybody that don't want a righteous kingdom, when you look at all the wickedness that's going on in the earth, you deserve the lake of fire. You don't want righteousness? No more crying, no more tears, no more criminals, no more people that's dealing with only wicked and destruction existing anymore. All you're going to have is peace and abundance of joy. Plenteousness, as it says. Come on. You don't want that? Shame on you. So let's go back to Moses. Us. Looking at the Most High deal with Moses. Verse 4, he said, ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians. That's the Most High. You see what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bear you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, keep my contract, keep my agreement that I'm making with you, Yasha Allah, 12 tribes of Israel, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me, the Most High said, above all people. For all the earth is mine. You hear that? He said he's going to make us a peculiar treasure, a peculiar people unto the Most High. He said for all the earth is his. He ruling the kingdom of men. Listen to what he said. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests. You know, a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people. See, the elders had elders over all the 12 tribes of Israel. And laid before their faces all these words which the Most High commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Most High has spoken, we will do. All that the Most High said to you, we're going to do it. And Moses returned the words the people. And Moses returned the words of the people, which are the 12 tribes of Israel, to the Most High. But Daniel's 9 and 11. That's why people talk a lot. People say this, they say that, but what you gonna really be about when it comes down to applying this in your life? You know, you can learn it, you live in it, so-called, but applying this in your life. Daniel's 9:11. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing. That's why he say he's going to forget you and your children. You're going to be a bunch of rejects. But to this day, and your children are a bunch of rejects because they don't want to keep the law. Look, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, your law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice, obeying the voice of the Most High. Therefore the curse is poured upon us. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, you can read from Deuteronomy 28:15 on down to 68, is for starters, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. We have broken the Most High's laws. And he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil unto this day. For under the whole heaven have not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem, as it is written in the law of Moses that we in, that he's starting to tell us about. As is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us, we the children of Israel. Yet made we not our prayer before the Most High our power, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. Turn from our wickedness, our evil, our sins, and understand the Most High, your truth. It's, you know what say? Your truth. Your laws, Most High. Therefore have the Most High watched upon the evil. Since we don't want to do what's right, we want to be evil, so he looked upon the evil and brought it upon us. For the Most High, our power is righteous. Hear this? The Most High, our power is righteous in all his works, which he doeth. For we, as the children of Israel, obeyed not his voice. Therefore, we're in the condition that we're in now, because we didn't want to follow what he had to say. But we're going to come out of it by coming back to his law, statutes, commandments, and we're going to be blessed. See? Deuteronomy 28, 1 and 2. And it shall come to pass in the future, like we in now, if, was the condition, thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High, thy power, your power, Yasharallah, 12 tribes of Israel, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Most High thy power will set thee on high. How high? Above all nations of the earth. This the kingdom right here. That's what's promised to we, the 12 tribes of Israel. We got next forever and ever and ever. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken, listen unto the voice of the Most High, your power. Simple as that. Now you look at all these blessings. Well, not that many. We got at least, what, 12 blessings. 12 blessings. But then in verse 15 he says, but he know, we just read what we did. We said we're going to do what he say do. You say, yeah, we transgressed his laws. We didn't do what we said we was going to do. We lied. Here it is. He said. That's why he said. But in verse 15, which is a condition, it shall come to pass if, it's a serious condition, thou wilt not hearken, meaning listen unto the voice of the Most High thy power, your power, Yasharallah, 12 tribes of Israel, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So from verse 16 all the way to 68 are all the curses that befell us as the 12 tribes of Israel. We just read, we didn't keep his laws, so therefore all this curses came upon us. We were taught, just like right now, you know, we saying repent and keep the laws, but how you keep the laws if you ain't going over the laws to know what the laws are saying? What's right from wrong? Like I just said, he said, hey, this is my holy day, not doing your pleasure. You got people saying you can do whatever you want to do on the Sabbath. No, you can't. You can't. Now you're speaking your own words. He said, we're supposed to be in the Bible. We're supposed to be in this word of the Most High. Much as you can. Till the sun go down. Till it's dark. Going back to Exodus 19. Verse 8. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Most High has spoken we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Most High. The people said, whatever you said, Most High, they're going to follow it. So these curses that I just let you know, I didn't go over them, but I'll let you know from Deuteronomy 28:15 all the way to 68 are the curses that befell us. Because like we read in Daniel's, the 9th chapter, we ain't want to do what he said do, so all them curses befell us. Came on us. And can't nobody, what nation can you claim that happened to besides us? That's why we know we the children of Israel. And we lied, saying we gonna do what you say do, Most High. And we didn't. And still not doing it, because you got people talking about we ain't under the law. So you tell them, Most High, I ain't got to follow you. That's what you're saying. When you're saying that, we not under the law of sacrifice. Now, our body's got to be a living sacrifice. And it's a sacrifice for you not doing your pleasure on his holy day or his holy days. And what you like to do. You're doing the same thing every day. Then Sabbath come, you gotta leave it alone. You take practice, you gotta do it though. Go back to Exodus 19. Let's look at verse 9. And the Most High said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Most High. We're going to do what you say, Most High. We promise we're going to do whatever you say. Lying. And the Most High said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. So it's very important that you be clean. He said, wash your clothes. Don't come to me dirty. Y'all praying, y'all are all filthy. No, he said, hey, sanctify them and last I read St. John 17:70, he said, sanctify them through that truth. That word is truth, right? Sanctify me to clean ourselves up. So he's telling you, sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. Don't come to Most High looking dirty. And be ready against the third day. Third day. For the third day, the Most High will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. But understand, it's through the angel of the Most High. Speaking for the Most High. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about. Because, I mean, his presence, look, he said the heaven of heavens can't contain him. The heaven of heavens can't contain the Most High. Y'all ready for that? He said, earth is my footstool. So how you going to put him in a little place? When that's your heel that's going on the earth. That's his heel going on the earth. You understand what a footstool is? That's the earth. You putting your heel on it. That's he said the earth is my footstool. Come on now. He said his throne is inestimable. It cannot be measured. When he sit on the throne, it cannot be measured. And y'all gonna put him in his place. He's supposed to don't dwell in temples made with hands. So I made all this. What are you talking about? Everywhere in the world. This is all mine. He said all the earth is mine. And y'all gonna put him in a little place. Oh, I feel the Lord up in here. That's Baal and Baal anyway. Got nothing to do with the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He ain't never was called himself that. It's like your Most High for even saying it. About so much like other side. Look, he said, and be ready against the third day, for the third day the Most High will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. Remember, ain't no man ever seen the Most High. The only begotten Son who's in the bosom of the Father, he have declared him as the angel of the Most High. And we went to Exodus 3 and 2, told you the angel of the Most High dealing with Moses. And thou shalt set bounds upon the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves that ye go not up into the mount. Don't go up in the mountains to touch the border of it. Whosoever touches the mountain shall be surely put to death. You can't, he's putting boundaries around where we can go and where we can't go. You go, touch the mountain, you're going to be put to death. Therefore, there shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through. Hear that? Stone or arrow go shoot him through. Whether it be beast or man. Ain't no dog, ain't no cat, ain't no cow, no horse, nothing can touch the mountain. They say it's going to be killed. It shall not live. It's our power. It said, when the trumpet soundeth long, they shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. So that you know you're supposed to be clean. You're supposed to be dealing with this truth being nasty and dirty. You got to be sharp. Be clean. He said, wash their clothes. Most High, he won't order. He said, wash their clothes. He done told us this twice. It's the Sabbath. It's going before the Most High. This is his day. Supposed to be sharp. Supposed to be clean, sharp. And he said unto the people, be ready against the third day. Come not at your wise. Come not at your wise. Be ready to go before the Most High the third day, and don't have sex with your wives, men. And he said unto the people, be ready against the third day. Come not at your wives. Don't have sex with your wives. Come on now. Thus say the Most High. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mountain, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. See, don't wait till the Most High visits you to start trembling. You say, our salvation is going to come with fear and trembling. All the people that was in the camp trembled when they heard this. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with the Most High, and they stood at the nether part of the mountain. They stood back from the mountain. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoking like a volcano, because the Most High descended upon it in fire. The Most High is consuming fire. He consumed it. He descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. Can you imagine? Shaking. It is fire. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and the Most High answered him by a voice. The Most High answered him by a voice. And the Most High came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount, and the Most High called Moses up to the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. And the Most High said unto Moses, go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Most High to gaze, to look, and many of them perish. Go down and tell the people, I told you, don't come to that mount. No man, woman, child, beast, anything can come near that mount is going to die. And let the priests also, which come near to the Most High, sanctify themselves, lest the Most High break forth upon them. Clean themselves up, that the Most High going to break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Most High, the people cannot come up to the Mount Sinai, but thou charged us, saying, set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. And the Most High said unto him, away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto the Most High, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. Now, in Exodus 20th chapter, this is what Most High giving us the 10 commandments. You see? These are the 10 commandments that he's given us. Remember that he wrote. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High thy power, which is your power, talking to the Israelites, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. All 12 tribes were in the land of Egypt, in captivity under the Hamites, the Egyptians, out of the house of bondage. So Egypt means bondage, captivity, slavery. Because when we were in Egypt, when we first was in Egypt, our forefather that was sold by his wicked brothers. So I said, we look at our nation, man, we've done a lot of things that's just not right. For us to be all overwhelmed about reading and understanding that we are the Israelites. Now we look at our story, man, we did a lot of things that wasn't right. They sold their little brother Joseph to the Arabs, Ishmaelites, and they sold him to the Egyptians. He's in captivity, in prison and all that. He had to go through a lot of things in Egypt before he became what you would say like the vice president under the Pharaoh. He was there. So, and understand this. when you understand who we were, in Exodus the first chapter, in the 7th verse, we ruled Egypt for about 4 dynasties. Because Exodus first chapter, I'll compare it to then to now. Exodus the first chapter, the 7th verse says, and the children of Israel were fruitful. I mean, we had a lot of children. And increased abundantly. Listen at this closely. And multiplied. And waxed exceeding mighty. Hear that? Exceeding mighty. Are we exceeding mighty now? No. Not in this captivity. We're not exceeding mighty. So we were exceeding mighty. Remember, Joseph was right under the Pharaoh. When the Pharaoh died, who do you think took over? We were shepherd kings. We came in, remember, Joseph was in Egypt, and there was a famine in Jacob. Remember, they lied and said an animal had killed Joseph? Well, you know the story. And he had to come, Joseph had a dream that they was going to bow down to him. Make obedience to him. He was in charge. He was right under the Pharaoh. They thought he was an Egyptian. He was raised up. That's why I say, are we exceeding mighty now? No. But we're going to be. You know what it say? And wax exceeding mighty. So for about 4 dynasties, we ruled in Egypt. And the land was filled with them, which we as the Israelites. Now there arose up a new king after these 4 dynasties that we ruled Egypt, over Egypt, which knew not Joseph, see? And this is when we started to go into captivity. And he said unto his people, which are the Egyptians, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, are we more and mightier than our captors here in this kingdom? No. It said we waxed exceeding mighty. That's when we were ruling Egypt. See, we don't know that story. But the elders have been over there many times and brought back a lot of information. Matter of fact, Preacher Shia did a book on it. They've done a lot of research on this. So going back to the 10 Commandments, now we know that Egypt means captivity, slavery, and bondage in verse 2 of Exodus 20th chapter. I am the Most High thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So you see, Egypt, it means bondage, captivity, slavery. This is the last years that we were there. After the 4 dynasties that we ruled. Approximately, we will say 80 years. We were no captivity under no Egyptian that long. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt have no other powers, or no other idols before the Most High. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. So you're not supposed to make anything that is tangible to the eye and do this. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. No matter what you can see with your naked eyes, you can't bow down to nothing. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. This is what's important. For I, the Most High, thy power, am a jealous power. Matter of fact, he said his name is jealous. He said he's a jealous power. What are you going to do? Visiting the iniquity, the wickedness of the fathers upon the children, unto the 3rd and 4th generations of them that hate me. See, that's real, y'all. Look, go to Lamentations. Hold that. We're going to deal with that. Go to Lamentations for us. I believe it's 5 and 7. Lamentations 5 and 7. It says, our fathers have sinned. That's our forefathers. They broke the laws of the Most High. We said, hey, we read it. Yeah, all Israel have sinned, right? And transgressed the Most High's laws, right? It say, our fathers have sinned. They have broken the laws of the Most High and are not. They are not here. And we, as the 12 tribes of Israel, have borne or carried their iniquities. You hear that? That's why he says, for those that think that, okay, there was them that did it. They got to pay for whatever they did. No, we paid for what our forefathers done. Straight up. Now, for all those that think that they just going to be able to get away with what they've done to us as the children of Israel, above and beyond the call of duty that the Most High would have them do as it is written, Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children. Why? For the iniquity of their fathers, what their forefathers did to us and to the land and to everyone. That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. See? He said, for I will rise up against them, said the Most High, power of hosts, power of armies, power of angels, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Most High. So that's judgment to come. Going back to Exodus 20th chapter, verse 5. No matter what you can make or whatever you see, and I seen the Pope come down the steps in one celebration, and he had a little cross that was there, and he came down the steps and he went in front of that cross and was praying in front of that cross. No. Most High said, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. I don't care, you hold your head down. You supposed to be bowing down to no man neither. See brothers bowing their head down to men. You making them your idol. We only serve the Most High power, the invisible power. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generations of them that hate me. You can't say you love him and not do what he say do. So he gonna visit you. You go down to the third to the fourth generation of them that hate him. But listen to what he say. And showing mercy, which is not getting something you do deserve, unto thousands of them that love me. The only way you love him is do what? And keep my commandments. See that? That's how you show you love him. By keeping his commandments. That's why even in the New Testament, in 1 John 5:3, say, for this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. Mashiach Shai told us in St. John 14:15, if ye love me, keep my commandments. It ain't going to change. He said in St. John 10:30, I and my Father are one. They agree. You can't run from the Old Testament God that y'all call him, the mean God that did all the things that he done, to the New Testament, and think that you're going to get away from not keeping his commandments. Look, Revelation, go to the last book of the Bible. This is for these New Testament buffs. Revelation 22:14. Blessed are they that do his commandments. Uh-oh. How you gonna get away from this? That they may have right to the tree of life. So if you don't do his commandments, you ain't got no right to no tree of life. You're gonna be thrown in the lake of fire. Look, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. See that? Don't you want to go to one of them gates? Y'all talk about y'all want to go to the pearly gates. They tell what they say in these religions and so forth. But them gates are 3 gates on the north, and 3 gates on the south, and 3 gates on the west, and 3 gates on the east. And each gate has 3 tribes that's going through one of those doors of the gates. 3 tribes on the north of the 12 tribes of Israel. 3 tribes on the south of the 12 tribes of Israel. 3 tribes on the west of the 12 tribes of Israel. And 3 tribes on the east of the 12 tribes of Israel. You see? That's why I say, blessed are they that do his commandments. It's the last thing he's telling us. After this, there's only what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 verses left in the whole Bible. This is the last thing he's telling us. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life that's already prepared for us. It's already prepared. And may enter in through the gates into the city. Right? Look, let me prove. I don't like to just say things and then you be saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't know because of not knowing. So look at Revelation 21. This is why you should know this, because he already said it in a previous chapter. Revelation 21. Let's look at verse 12. And had a wall great and high, this New Jerusalem coming down from the Most High, and had 12 gates. And at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So how you going to say the 12 tribes of Israel is done away with, been cast away with? When he said in New Jerusalem, it's going to be 12 gates, and on the 12 gates going to be the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Listen, like I just told you, on the east 3 gates, which are 3 tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel. On the north 3 gates, which are going to be 3 tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel. Their names going to be on these gates. On the south 3 gates, 3 tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel. Whatever tribe you're out, you're going through that gate. And on the west 3 gates, 3 tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel that's going through the gate of their tribe. Okay? Now let's go to Revelation 14 and 12. Here is the patience of the saints who are the 12 tribes of Israel. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Mashiach, going to the Most High on our behalf. As he told us in St. John 14 and 6, I am the way to show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws. It's going to lead to everlasting life. No man coming to the Father but by me. Because the Most High has given him all the power to judge according to the judgment of the Most High. So if you ask anything in my name, I will do it, that the Father could be glorified in the Son. He said, if you ask anything in my name, I will do it. If you love me, keep my commandments. You're not going to run from this. He would say, here's the patience of the saints, the 12 tribes of Israel. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Mashiach Yahushua. That's the last book of the Bible. Revelation, the last book of the Bible. Still dealing with your New Testament that y'all say that you ain't got to deal with the Old Testament. All they had was the law and the prophets. What are you talking about? Going back to the 10 Commandments, Exodus the 20th chapter. I hope this is edifying to someone. Verse 6. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love him. And do what? And keep my commandments. I got to go to Mashiach Yahushua. What did he say? Go to Matthew the 5th chapter. This from his own mouth. In verse 17. Say, think not. Say, don't even think that I am come to destroy the law that we're reading about. We're dealing with the 10 Commandments right now. We're going to be going over these laws. He said, don't even think that I am come. He said, think not, which is don't even think that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. That's the Old Testament. That's all he had to go by. Show me, all you religious buffs out there, that he had something to go by except for the law and the prophets, if thou can. That's what he's saying. Don't even think that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. He fulfilled what was written about him concerning him suffering for the 12 tribes of Israel's sins. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, heaven and earth is still here. One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Like right now, we're looking at Ezekiel 38, all in the face, all in our face. If you don't know prophecies, then you don't know what to look for. But it's all in our face right now. The things that's going on in the wars that we're seeing right now. Could be. Or we might have to wait for another time. But we know that it's about Russia. And all those nations are going to join together with them. Fulfill what it is that's written. It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle, so that no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore, just these pork-chop eating preachers out there and all you religious fanatics that's dealing with being leaders of the people, that's telling our people this, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, like you're telling them, hey, you're not under the law. So therefore, they're not following the commandments of the Most High. I asked again, what church is keeping the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws? If thou can say. Comment, let me know. Baptist Church, Jehovah's Witness, Catholic, Seventh-day Adventist, Apostolic, Lutheran, what am I leaving out? Holiness, Church of God in Christ, name them. Name the next holy day that we're going to be honoring that's coming up, or a feast day. Name them. Because this is what he's saying to you that are not trying your best to come back to the Most High's commandments. Because Mashiach, if he didn't sin, what he didn't do? What is it that he didn't do? He didn't break the laws of the Most High. Because sin is the transgression of the Most High's laws. They're his laws. So you telling the people, you teach the people that they don't have to listen to him. But they got to listen to you. That's why listen to what it says. Are you that hear Mashiach's voice, who you believe in? He said, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. You hear that? That's why, look, hold that. Isaiah 9:16. Isaiah 9:16. What do you say? For the leaders of this people cause them to err from the truth, from understanding this Bible. The leaders of these people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. That's where you come with your nonsense before the men of the Most High. You destroy it. For what? Hosea 4:6. Destroyed for lack of knowledge, because you have forgotten the law. Your law, the law of your power. Remember what it said? It ain't going to deviate. It's all here in the spirit of the Most High to talk to you. You don't hear it? Go back and go over this whole thing and see, don't it all connect to talk to you, to get you to change, to realize this is real. This is what we've done over and over again. This is the last time we can have to get it together. After this, you'll be thrown in a lake of fire. Ain't no coming back to get it together again. No, this is our last chance. And we see you in the last days. This could be our last chance, the very last chance for us to get it together. Or your name not going to be written in the book of life. Tell you in Revelation, your name not written in the book of life, you're going to be cast into the lake of fire. Point blank. Hear the word of the Most High. That's why it says, Isaiah 9:16, you want to be the least in the kingdom of heaven? It says, for the leaders of this people who tell them you ain't under the law, cause them to err from the way of truth. And we know the truth is the law of the Most High. And they that are led of them are destroyed. Going back to Matthew 5:19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, as these leaders, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do the commandments and teach the commandments, teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. See? Simple as that. That's what he's telling you. Now let's go back to the commandments. Exodus, the 20th chapter. verse 6. Verse 6. And showing mercy, which is not getting something you deserve, unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. It's no different than what we just read. No different than what we just read. Keep his commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High thy power in vain, for the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day. We went over this already, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. So tell your employer, if you can, you have the nerve to, that, especially if you starting a job, tell them, hey, I don't work on the Sabbath. We have, it says, freedom of religion here, right? Jewish people don't. And they're not the true Israelites that the Bible's talking about, but they be honored for not working on the Sabbath. Everything's shut down. Shoot, garment district, just doors be, shutters be coming down before the sun go down. And shoot, in Brooklyn, New York, they got a siren that go off, like an air raid. Everything is shut down. They ain't doing nothing. Preparing for the Sabbath. Here we are, the true children of Israel, and we gonna come up with an excuse, this, that, the third, whatever. And it's we the ones that it's talking to. Understand, overstand this. Read it to them. Say, hey, 6 days shall labor be. 6 days. It say 6 days shall thou labor, meaning being at work, and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High thy power. Okay? Look at a calendar and count from the first day of the calendar. If you don't believe me, just take a little child and say, point to the first day on the calendar, and they'll point up there to that first day, the day that y'all go to church, which is the wrong day. It's the first day. They put it on the calendar. They put it in front of your face, and you don't even pay attention to it, because y'all know y'all not really. What can I say? You don't like to think. They got your brain polluted. You don't want to think. If there's something you got to look at, you can look at. That's why I say you're going to keep some of us. What they say, put it in a book. Put it on the calendar. Look at the calendar. What's the first day of the week? Count from the first day of the week, second day of the week, the third day of the week, the fourth day of the week, the fifth day of the week, the sixth day of the week, and the seventh day of the week. If you can't do it, ask a little child. Put a little child and say, that's the first day of the week. And tell them what's the first day of the week, and they'll look at it and they'll point it out. They said, I've done a little child like this, just so adults realize how ignorant they are, because they showing, they gonna tell you this is the first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day, and see what day you end up with. See if you end up on the day that you go to church on, or you end up the day that we dealing with now on the Sabbath day. They ain't changed that. They just put a name on it. They ain't changed that. This Most High holy day. Or the state says, my holy day. They honoring that. Listen to what he said. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Verse 8 of Exodus 20th chapter. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, a manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy strangers that is within thy gates. Even the animals didn't have to work. Everybody got a day off on the Sabbath day. The 7th day of the week. Okay? From sundown to sundown. I look at a lot of people, they're afraid to even tell their employees that this is what the Bible says they should be doing. You the Spirit, hey, it works. You got to be fervent about what it is you believe in. Jewish people are. And ISH is a suffix meaning being like the Jew, who we are. You see? Try it. He said, now even the animals supposed to be working on this day. Everybody get a day of rest, right? Except for us. We got to work and work and work and work and work and work. And accept whatever it is that's brought to you. But in the spirit of the Most High, you fear the Most High. Angel of the Most High can pass around those that fear him and deliver them. Try it. Oh, but you got strong faith. Don't go in there weak though. Don't go in there weak. You gotta believe in what you believe in. Did you believe what he said? For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and the rest is the 7th day. Wherefore the Most High blessed the Sabbath day and honored it, made it holy, y'all. Honor thy father and thy mother. This is the first commandment of promise, to honor your father and mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High thy power will give it thee. Hear that? That our days will be long. We will live a long time. Also, he told us, go to Proverbs 3 and 1. Proverbs 3 and 1. He said, my son, forget not my law, but let thine heart, which is your mind, the way you think, keep my commandments. Don't forget his law. Remember, we destroyed for lack of knowledge because we forgot the Most High's law. Once again, since you want to listen to your preacher or whoever it is that your teacher, whoever it is that's telling you that you're not under the law, you're not under the Most High's law, listen what it says. My son, forget not my law. That's the Most High's laws. But let thine heart keep my commandments. Right? Because y'all try to separate law and commandments like it's something that's totally opposite of each other or something. They hate to say that we under the law. They might, compromise on commandments, but when you say that law, that's why I said the leaders cause our people to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed, because you have forgotten the law of the Most High, your power. My son, he said, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. Why? For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. See? Go into the Apocrypha. Go to Baruch, the 4th chapter, in the 1st verse. We're going to have to bring it on home because we've been lied to as a people. And you don't see no preachers challenging us from this Bible. It only goes so long for the challenges I've seen that they start hollering and screaming. Baruch 4 and 1.